Hi, my name is Bob Carroll. I'm the Executive Vice President at Permanent Solutions Labor Consultants, and I'm your host for this week's episode of Employee Relations Words of Wisdom. So today I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to talk about an article that just came out. This one right here. So I was notified today that this article came out, which happens to be talking about yours truly and our company, Permanent Solutions Labor Consultants. And let's start with the title. Anti-union consultants are baffled by labor's comeback. First of all, we don't consider ourselves anti-union. We consider ourselves pro-management, pro-employer, and pro-employee. We left the unions and we do what we do now for a reason, and that's because we think there's a better way to reach the same goal that the employees really want and the same goals that the employers really want. And that comes with solid communication, a lot of training, and making the employees actually feel like part of a team, part of a family, which we've all tried for years, but we crafted a way to do it a little bit differently, with a focus on staying union free. Bottom line. But the word that we have a problem with is baffled. We aren't baffled. We're not baffled at all. We've been talking about labor's comeback for a while now, for sure since 2018. In 2018, we really started noticing an increase in strikes. 2019, we watched it escalate even more. Then COVID hit. The strikes kind of ebbed and flowed a bit while we were figuring out what the heck was going on with COVID. But as the COVID fatigue grew, the number of strikes grew. Same with the organizing activity. The thing I will say is a bit different is I did notice that the unions, and I look at this stuff every day, we're going after smaller, easier to organize targets. Now we're seeing them going after larger targets again, especially in healthcare. Especially in manufacturing, or where the essential employees have been working since COVID started. And just to be fair, this article was written by Molly Osberg, who says she's a writer on the East Coast who covers crime, labor, class, and the American healthcare system. And Permanent Solutions is a big believer in freedoms. We believe in the freedom of speech, and we believe in freedom of press. We just want to clarify a few things here. So she wrote, in early November, a man named Bob Carroll, that would be me, the executive director of the Detroit union avoidance firm Permanent Solutions. Stop there for a second. I'm the executive vice president at Permanent Solutions Labor Consultants. It said I logged into LinkedIn to share a few phrases that I said were crucial if an employer wanted to understand what is happening right now in the workplace. I absolutely did do this. So far, that's factual. Among them were Striketober, true. Anti-work, true. The Great Resignation, true. And incredibly enough, the YOLO economy, a term the New York Times coined this spring to describe the young and upwardly mobile who were, like a huge number of Americans, also quitting their jobs. So far, we're good. All true. I posted it, and I posted it for a reason. I think maybe we get into some confusion on that reason here. But I'm going to tell you the reason right now. It's because we do have current clients, and we are looking for clients. And if we're not out providing useful information to our current clients, why would they hire us back? If we're not providing useful information to people that potentially could use us, why would they engage us? So, absolutely, with no regrets, we do put information out for potential clients. We're a business. That's what businesses do. Carroll's idea, I suppose, was to warn potential clients of the seismic shift in the workforce and to terrify businesses into hiring Permanent Solutions to develop strike contingency plans and union awareness training. All right, yes, I do want potential clients to call me or call Permanent Solutions to work on strike contingency planning if you're unionized. It is vital to have a strike contingency plan. If you're unionized and you don't have a plan, you are potentially putting yourself in an area of risk that can be mitigated right now. And it's not that hard to do. As far as the union avoidance training, It's really a one-day training session for leaders, supervisors, management, executives. I mean, we have higher level trainings that we offer. But when I'm talking about union awareness trainings, it's at least understanding how unions organize, how they get employees to turn their backs on employers, what the strategies and the tactics are. But more importantly, it's on what they can do to keep the employees engaged and motivated. Everything we do is based on that strong communication that is very, very much needed to stay union free. Then she goes on to say, and I'm going to put it again, this whole thing will be in there. I don't want anyone to accuse me of misreading anything that she wrote. So you will have access to this document. She says, the notoriously secretive $340 million a year industry of union avoidance firms is currently advertising based on the idea that the pandemic has put organizing on steroids. It's because it's true. Right now, the unions have a perfect storm to their advantage. And it's not just COVID. And COVID's a big part of it. That fatigue is very real. It also has employers struggling to have people work. That's what we've been doing for the last 2 years. We've had a couple union campaigns. We've had quite a few union campaigns, about average for us. But what we have seen an increase in is employers wanting to know how to get their people to work in the toughest of conditions, to the point where they feel that the employees are engaged and employers and employees are working together. Very, very important in this point in time. But yeah, we do union campaigns. That's our business, part of our business. And I think you might be, to the writer, might be a little low. It is at least a $340 million a year industry. And the reason is because the unions are out organizing. They're out taking people on strike. They're being tougher at the table. If there wasn't a need, it wouldn't be a $340 million a year industry, bottom line. And it isn't that employers are deathly afraid of the unions per se. It is the outcome that comes with having a union, the loss of the flexibility that they have to do the right thing for the right reasons. And to be honest, some of the worst management that I've seen would prefer a union because they could simply not do the right thing for the right reasons. They can just turn to a union contract and manage by that contract, which is not always in the best interest of employees. There's a give and take there, I guess. I know this to be true. If you're living by a union contract, it's black and white. There's no gray area. If there's an emergency and it's not covered in that contract, you got to deal with the union. Bottom line. Every contract does have management rights clauses in them. There are some protections for employers, but generally, once that contract is signed, managers are managing by that contract, and true management relationships with employees seem to fall to the wayside. All right, with that said, these kind of articles, they come out all the time. The bottom line is, we have to stand by what we say as a company at Permanent Solutions Labor Consultants. The unions aren't done. Use that word I used earlier. The unions have the perfect storm to organize, to strike, to be tough at the table, and reinvent their relevancy. So at the end of the day, I hope people take this seriously. I hope people are continuing to follow us on social media. We're not backing down. We're going to continue to bring you information as things develop, especially during the COVID crisis. And we're not done with COVID. I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of leaders who feel that we're done with COVID. We're not. We're not done till it's done. And until then, we have to be hyper cognizant of our employees, their emotions, everything that employers generally don't want to deal with and didn't want to deal with prior to COVID. But we got to be more strategically empathetic right now than ever. At the end of the day, we understand why employers don't want unions, but we also want to continue to share our messaging that a strong company, a company that truly has a firewall built between them and their employees and the unions, a strong company is going to do whatever they can to keep the unions at bay, take matters into their own hands in-house, and just build something amazing. Communicate. Be empathetic. Create an environment that the employees actually talk about and they're excited to be a part of. At the end of the day, I do what I do because I enjoy it. There is nothing better than taking on a client and finishing a job and watching the look transform on the employees' faces from frustration to we can work together and get this done. It's something that is just amazing, and it's something that I personally feel is a calling. And I can speak on behalf of our team at Permanent Solutions. We all feel the same way. So at the end of the day, if someone writes an article and says, we're baffled, we don't understand, and we're only in it for the money, yeah, I'm going to stand up a little bit. I'm going to say we're not baffled. The union is on a comeback. We're definitely looking for new clients. So if you need help, email me at bcarroll. That's BCARROLL at pslabor.com. I'll be happy to talk to you about what we do and how we can help you navigate these waters through these times we're in right now. I'll see you next week on Employee Relations Words of Wisdom. This one went a little long, so I'm going to cut it here. Everyone have a great week. Thank you.